Hello, this is Kyle Shiver, and I want to welcome you to the Spirit Center. People ask me occasionally where the Spirit Center is, and I tell them that you are a spirit, and I think your spirit lives right behind your navel. Your spirit, you're in the center. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but it makes perfect sense to me. And one day the Spirit Center will be an actual place. It's going to be awesome. It's cold in Savannah. I got on my hat. I bought this hat at the Kittery Trading Post in Kittery, Maine, and it is very, very warm. So even though it's cold outside in Savannah, my head is not cold. And we'll get down to what we're here for. I really do want to welcome you and thank you for watching my videos. This is a follow-up to the last video blog, which was called Energy Vampires and Psychic Attacks. And we talked about how, in that video, we talked about how there's no such thing as an energy vampire or psychic attack. We talked about the fact that if we're involved with a person or a situation that is draining us, it is because we have made the decision to do so, to be in that situation and to allow them to drain us. We've taken responsibility for our thoughts, for our emotions, for our actions, and we live from the inside out. We create the world around us. The world around us does not create us. And when we take on that way of life and that way of thinking and that way of behaving, things will have no choice but to change, because that's a universal law. When we go from being a victim to being a responsible creator, the things are going to change in our lives. People, jobs, living situations, friends, things are just going to, more times than not, things are going to be needing to have some changes made. So the reason for this video is to talk about those changes that come up and how you can best go about dealing with these situations. And I wanted to just give you a couple of tips. Actually, I have 3, so I should say I wanted to share with you a few tips that were very helpful to me during this time of transition from victimhood to creatorhood. The first one is, if you're in a situation where you don't feel respected, if you're going to work and you're not treated well, you're disrespected at work. It could be with a spouse, it could be with a friend. Every time you go into that situation and allow yourself to be disrespected, you're sending off the signal to the universe: it is okay to disrespect me. And the universe receives that signal, and you will continue to be disrespected. A lot of times when I work with clients and perhaps they're in a very disrespectful situation at work, they're in other disrespectful situations too. Because see, if you don't think you need to be respected at work, if you'll tolerate being disrespected at work, you're giving off that signal to the universe, and you'll find that your friends want to disrespect you too. And if you allow people at work to disrespect you, you'll allow other people to disrespect you as well. So the signal that you're sending off to the universe every time you do that, no matter who it's with or where it's at, is that it's okay to disrespect me. And I want to tell you that it is not okay to disrespect you. It's not okay for people to disrespect you. Period. You're better than that. The second tip that I want to share with you is sometimes a bad situation can be corrected simply by peaceful communication A lot of times when we're disrespected, we're kind of angry, we're kind of hostile, and if we can get past that, and if we can just say, hey, I need to talk to you. This is how I perceive our situation. I feel really disrespected. A lot of times, more times than not, actually, you'll find that people who are disrespecting you don't really mean to, or maybe they don't know. They're just not paying any attention. When I went through this process, I found out that people don't think about me nearly as much as I think about myself. And going through this process, I had several occasions where I said, look, you know, you said this to me and this is what I hear. And the person was like, I found out I was crazier than I had initially thought. But that was okay, because once I saw it, it just helped change all the rest of my life. So good communication is essential to, we already know it's essential to healthy relationships. It's essential to a healthy workspace. It's essential to healthy friendships. So talk to people. The third tip that I'm going to share with you tonight is about boundaries. You're allowed to have boundaries. You're allowed to say, this is okay, this is not okay. This is acceptable to me, this is unacceptable to me. Most of the people that I talk to, myself included, I kind of got an idea of what's okay and what's acceptable and what's tolerable. But it's a different story when it comes down to honoring the boundaries. And we can get into situations to where somebody can cross our boundary lines and we won't say anything about it. We'll just tolerate it, and then we'll tolerate it again and again. And it's because we're afraid of what will happen if we suddenly refuse to tolerate it. And all I can tell you about that is, whenever you've had enough, you've had enough. And when you send off a signal to the universe that it is not okay to disrespect you, the universe will stop disrespecting you. The universe will put you into a place where people respect you. And the universe needs you to trust it. The universe needs you to believe in doing the right thing. I've had times in my life when I had to distance myself from people. And distancing myself from people meant that I was alone. And I remember sitting in that apartment. It was on Maryland Road in Albany, Georgia. And I was okay. I was okay. I told the universe it's not okay to disrespect me anymore. I'd rather be by myself. I can respect myself. And man, then I was alone. I was by myself for a little while. But then the new people that came into my life, they respected me. They loved me. They treated me like I said they had to. I respected my boundaries. I enforced my boundaries. And I told the universe, it is not okay to disrespect me. It is okay to respect me. And I just want to impart to you that you're exactly the same as I am. You deserve respect. You're a soul. You're a beautiful person. And don't be afraid to do the right thing. Don't be afraid to do the right thing. Because you're going to look back and you're going to be like, oh man, I didn't die. Like, you're not going to starve. You're not going to die. You might be by yourself for a little while. You might be without a job for a little while. Whatever. It doesn't really matter, because what you're doing when you do that is you are making space for new stuff And we like new stuff. We love new stuff. I love new stuff. And I love you. And I thank you for watching my video. And if you feel like you'd ever like to do a session with me, I offer everyone a free consultation. And you can find out how to get in touch with me at thespiritcenter.us, thespiritcenter.us. And I'll sign off now. And many blessings to you. And I'll see you again next week with another Questions and Answers with Kyle.